welcome to yoga. I'm Joanne. Thank you for practicing with me today. Let's get started in a comfortable seated position. So you might elevate your hips a little bit so that it's easy to sit up tall, and then remove the flesh from under your sitting bones. And let's shrug the shoulders up by the ears and bring them down the back, and then we'll tag a little weight into the elbows, and you can rest your hands palms down or palms up. And then gently let the eyes close. Part your lips slightly so your jaw is relaxed. And you might retract your chin just slightly to bring the crown of your head up and back to elongate through the neck, making sure that your head is directly over your spine. And then just take a moment to ask yourself what brought you to practice today. And then you might set an intention or dedication for your practice if you'd like. You can repeat it 3 times to yourself to anchor it into your subconscious mind for the rest of the practice. And then we'll just gently sort of scan the body, just taking note of any areas of discomfort or tension. Noticing the air in the room around you, any sounds, any smells. And then we'll shift our awareness to our breath, noticing the quality of the breath, and how it's moving in and out of the body. And then I want you to bring your awareness to your lower belly. And as you breathe, I want you to think about expanding into the lower belly. Bringing the breath out to the sides of the body, expanding your rib cage in all directions. And finally, bringing the breath to the very tops of the lungs, causing the clavicle or collarbone to rise. And on the exhale, we just simply reverse that wave. At the bottom of the exhale, I want you to bring some awareness to the navel again and gently squeeze the navel toward the spine to push all the stale air out of your lungs, so that the inhalation automatically reflates your belly. We're going to take several breaths in that way. So just following along with the eyes be heavy and soft. You might have the gaze toward the floor, or you might have the eyes closed. Just continue to breathe in a nice, smooth, easy way. Just take a few more breaths. Great, you're gonna let the eyes gently open. Keep your gaze a little bit soft, your lips a little bit parted. And then we're gonna take the arms down beside us and we're gonna turn the palms to face the ceiling. And I want you to reach behind you just a little bit to open the chest without arching your back. Lifting up, inhale deeply. Touching the palms, and then flip the palms out to the sides of the room and exhale as you pull back. We're going to coordinate that a little bit with the breath. Inhale, sweep it up. Deep breath in, exhale, pull it back and behind you to open your chest. Keep the spine tall, core active. Inhale again, sweep it up. Exhale, pull back. Great, we're going to inhale, sweep it up. You're going to exhale the arms to a T position. Soften your shoulders, pull your arms out. And then gently tip to one side, let the hand support you, reach the top arm up and over. Soften the shoulders, keep the chest open, breathe into your ribs. Take another breath here. On your inhale, I want you to think about using your top arm to lift back up to your T. Lower the hands. Flip them up. Inhale deeply. Deep breath in. Exhale to your T position. Pull the arms out. Soften the shoulders. Tip the other direction. Reach up and over. Deep breath into the ribs. Chest is open. Head is supported. Taking that arm up, inhale, lift, back to your T, lower the arms. By the side, we're gonna shrug our shoulders, squeeze them up by the ears and pull them down the back. Big circles, a couple more of those. Breathing deeply as you circle your shoulders. Creating some space in the chest. We're going to walk our hands behind us, lean back, draw your shoulder blades, pull them behind you to open your chest. I want you to think of lifting the sternum to the sky. Make sure your elbows are not locked. You might turn the gaze up, reach the chin toward the sky. Try not to drop the head back though. I'm just going to take a couple breaths into the chest here. Filling the lungs completely. Expanding, feeling that stretch the skin on the body. Great, slowly walk your hands up. And then we're gonna walk forward. Bring your hands in front of you. Stretch your arms out, bow your forehead toward the floor. You could use a prop here if you want. Rounding down, let the elbows relax. Deep breath in and out. And then you're going to walk your arms toward the front leg side. Whichever leg is crossed in front, walk over that direction, stretching the hip a little bit more. Deep breath here. Good. Walk it back to center. Walk your hands back. Take your legs out in front of you, give them a little shake. And cross the other leg in front. It'll feel weird. Walk your hands forward again. And bow. And then slowly walk toward the front leg on that side. So shifting directions, stretching the other hip a bit. Couple breaths. Slowly walk your hands back to center and back up. Sitting up nice and tall. Let's come into tabletop on hands and knees. Making a cushion for my knees with my blanket. You can do that if you like, or you can double up your mat. You might not need it. Bring the hands under the shoulders, the knees under the hips. Nice and stable in our foundation. You might tap your feet a little bit. If you need to take fists instead of hands open, if you have any wrist issues, you're welcome to use fists here. And I want you to engage your navel toward the spine a little bit to support the back. Press the mat away from you, neck is long. We'll move into a few cat-cows here. So drop the belly, send the tail and crown to opposite corners. On the inhale, and on the exhale, round up. Drop the chin, drop the tailbone. And then let your breath guide you. Inhale as you open. And exhale as you round. Making sure if your hands are on the mat, you're not dumping into the wrists and you're not locking the elbow joint. Nice and soft, nice and smooth, the breath and the movements. Good, and then we'll slowly come back to tabletop. Meeting there. And then we're going to do some circles. So you're going to shift forward just a little bit. And then think about a C curve for the side of the spine. So pushing your ribs out to one side as your hips move back. Exhale. And then inhale to the other side as you come forward. And then keep attention on your core here as you do this. And just think about trying to move your spine in all directions, if it's comfortable for you. So you can even take the cow and the cat into this. You move through the side body. Go this way one more time. So you can kind of close the eyes and let your intuition guide you on this one. It's nice to just sort of do what feels good and not worry too much about how it looks. Letting the breath move your body. Good, and then we'll pause and get back to our tabletop position. I'm gonna have you tuck, actually keep your toes, no, tuck your toes under. So we're still in tabletop. Tucking the toes, I want you to activate your fingers. We're just gonna lift the knees to hover off the floor like an inch. And you can do this with the toes in either position, whatever feels better. You might try either way, but we're gonna hover the knees and breathe. So my toes are untucked, so I'm getting a nice stretch in the feet as well here in the bottom of my foot. Feeling a little heat build up as I breathe. One more breath. Releasing the knees. Take your big toes together. Walk your knees out wide. And you're going to shift back over the hips. Extend the arms. Child's pose here. Let the forehead rest on the block or the floor. Taking a deep breath into your back. Inhale, slowly come back up to all fours. And then we're gonna take our back leg, take one leg in front. So we're gonna come into a lunge position. So my knee is on top of my heel and my back knee is wherever I'm comfortable with my flexibility. So you'll adjust as you need. And we're gonna scissor the legs to the midline and lift our torso up. I want you to tuck your tailbone. So this is nice and stable in the front and my hips are even here. We're gonna sweep the arms up. Open your chest, soften your shoulders, extend your fingertips. And then make sure your pelvis is neutral here so you're feeling that back hip flexor stretch. Deep breath in. Take one more breath here. Flip your hands to face the front room, the front of you, and slowly wipe them down in front of you to frame the foot again. We're gonna walk our hands back. Keep your foot flat right now. Walk your hands back and round your shoulders. Look toward your front knee. So you're gonna feel that in the front of the shin here. And maybe in the back. And then walk your hands forward, and you're gonna let the hips sink a little bit deeper this time to stretch that back hip flexor a bit more. Open your chest. You might use blocks here. And we're gonna go back and forth a couple times. Keep that foot planted, walk back, round. Come forward, let the hips sink a little bit deeper. Open your chest. One more time back. See if you can even your hips, keep that foot grounded. Good, and walk forward, we'll sink one more time, open your chest. Good, come back, plant your hands, and then we're just gonna actually take this foot back, come to your tabletop again, we'll switch sides. So bring the other leg forward. Framing the foot with the hands. And then first we're gonna check our alignment here. Scissor toward the midline as we lift, come up to a neutral pelvis, adding the arms. Again, this leg can go forward or back. You wanna feel that stretch here. Off shoulders, extend the fingers. Nice and firm in the feet. Do one more breath. Good, flip the palms forward, slowly lower down to frame the foot. Keep that foot planted, round, walk your hands back, look toward the knee, round your upper back. Inhale forward, sink in the hips, open the chest. And walk it back, foot stays grounded, round. Coming forward, we'll sink, open your chest. And last time back. And forward. Thinking. Good. From here, tuck your back toes under. Lift your knee and just step up to forward bend toward the front of your mat. You're going to measure about 2 fists between the feet and bend your knees as much as you need so the hands touch the floor and your forehead tucks to the shin. Let's let the arms dangle here. So shake your head a little yes and no. You might sway a little side to side. Just letting go. We're going to plant our feet firmly, so nice and soft. Round up just a little bit, halfway. We're going to let the hands come to about knee height. And then we're just going to dangle the arms. So head is heavy, you're looking down, not at the screen, you're just swinging your arms. Breathing, letting go of any tension. Imagine it just washing off of you like a waterfall here. So you're just letting it all go. Good, one more breath. And then round all the way up, tuck your chin, upper body still passive. As you roll yourself up to the top of the mat, shrug your shoulders to open your chest. Coming into mountain pose. Take a nice deep breath here. Finding a neutral position for the pelvis, heavy suitcases, crown of the head lifts. Good, and then we're gonna reach the arms back behind us again. Inhale, lift. Maybe hands touch. Exhale, pull back, swan dive, soften your knees, fold over the legs, forward bend. Inhale, flat back, lengthen your spine. And exhale, bow again. Good, you're gonna plant your hands next to your feet and take a giant step back with one leg. So I've moved my right leg back. I'm gonna flip my foot down and check heel to arch alignment. And I'm gonna reverse a cartwheel up to come into warrior 2 stance. So you can take wider stance if you need, whatever feels best for you. I'm gonna sink so my hip is opening toward the knee is on top of the heel, both feet are grounded at the arms. Gaze to the front hand. Breathing here. So feel that that outer edge of that back foot is really firmly rooted so you're not collapsing into the foot. Nice and tall, nice soft shoulders. Good. We're going to flip our front palm up And we're gonna lean forward like you're reaching for something. Then I want you to scoop your arm down outside of your thigh and lift it up and back. Peaceful warrior. Open your chest. So we're not leaning on this back leg, we're lifting the pose. Take a deep breath here with the lungs and the ribs nice and open. Good, exhale, come back to your warrior two position. Take a breath here. And on your exhale, you're gonna bring the forearm to the front thigh. Turn that back arm up so the palm faces up and bring it up and over in a big circle over toward your ear. Keep the shoulders soft. Connect to your breath here. Imagine a line from the fingers to the outer edge of the back foot. So we don't want to be here. We can help it. We want to be here. Breathe. And it might take some time to get there, no rush. You're always welcome to skip something if it doesn't work for you. Now we're going to turn that palm, top arm, up again. Paint a wall, look, big circle all the way around behind you, and then turn your torso to frame the front foot. Plant your hands to frame the foot. Turn your back heel up. You're going to lift both hips up and step back to a downward dog position. I think this is our first downward dog. So pedal your feet out. Breathing as you pedal. Coming into downward dog. And then we're going to use our muscles around our bones to slowly shift, transition the shoulders to align over the wrists or the fists. Press through the heels so my hips are in line with my shoulders now. Take a breath here. As you exhale, drop your knees to the floor and plant your chest between your hands. You might need to take your hands a little wider. Engage your core as you lower down. And then let the legs slide out underneath you, tops the feet to the floor. Hands are next to my chest, and I'm going to open my heart forward, draw my shoulders back, look out in front of you for cobra. Breathe here into your belly. You might even lift your hands. Take one more breath. Your neck should be loose. Releasing down. Drop your chin. Tuck your toes. You can come through tabletop or straight back to downward dog. Excellent. From here, bend your knees and look forward. And you're going to take the same leg that stepped back forward. So I'm bringing my right leg through. Make sure you're just switching sides. We're going to do the same series on the other side. Pivot the back foot down. Check your alignment. As you're ready, reverse the cartwheel up. Coming into warrior two on the other side. So adjust your position, your stance, extend the arms, soften the shoulders. Outer edge of that foot is grounding. Opening here. Breathing. So we'll turn our front palm to face the sky. We're going to lean forward, scoop down outside of your leg. Imagine lifting something up. Breathe in, deep breath as you lift up and over. Peaceful warrior here. So breathe into the ribs and the lungs here, not leaning back and not pinching your low back. So make sure you feel good in the low back in this position. And if it feels pinchy, back up out of it a little bit. Excellent. Inhale. We'll exhale, come back to warrior two for a breath. Breathing in. Exhale as the forearm comes to the thigh. Top back arm flips, palm flips up, and we lift up and over. Creating that nice line of energy. Check your alignment, open the chest. And make sure you're not leaning on that front forearm either. So we want to activate so we've got a nice long spine. Including the head and neck. Good, one more breath. Let's flip the palm up again, top palm, pull it back in a big circle all the way around, turning the torso over the front leg. Release the hands to frame the foot, turn the back heel up, and just step up to forward bend. Fold here, soften the legs as much as you need, hands down. Let's roll it up slowly. Show the chest. Open up at the top of the mat. Well done. Let's inhale, sweep it up. Hands touch, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale, flat back, open the chest. And exhale down. Take a giant step back with one leg, whichever side you want to start with. Got my right leg back again. And then from this lunge position, I want you to walk your front foot out to the edge of your mat. You can even place it on a bit of an angle, so your hand will come where your foot was. So we're coming into a lizard pose. You can drop your back knee, and then you can lower your elbows if you want. Whatever feels good here. We're working on this hip. We want to make sure the knee is protected. So if there's any knee pain, adjust yourself and breathe into it. So I don't want you to be in pain at all. And then I also don't want you to totally let this knee open out. Keep the foot on the ground and then adjust around that. So breathing into your hip in our lizard pose. So another variation is to tuck the back toes and keep the knee lifted. Whatever you like. Great. Nice and slowly, if your elbows are down, bring your hands up. Elbows don't have to come down at all. We're gonna walk that foot in, back to the midline, tuck the back toes, lift the back knee, lift your hips, step back to downward dog, and pedal out your feet. And let's do a little flow from here. So we'll float into a plank position, nice and mindfully. Exhale, the knees, the chest, and the chin will lower. Slide the legs out. Inhale, open the chest. And this time we're going to bring the elbows under our shoulders for Sphinx pose, a variation from our cobra. So make sure your hips are down, elbows under your shoulders for structural support. They might need to go a little wider if you're real tight. And my arms are parallel. My feet are glued, and I'm going to press into my elbows and lift up out of my shoulders. I'm looking out in front of me and I'm breathing deep. Tailbone tucks toward the heels. If there's any pinching in your low back here, you'll lower down or adjust so that there's no pinching. It's a pretty deep pose. Take another breath or two here. Great. Slowly bring the hands back next to your chest as you lower the chest and the chin to the floor. Tucking your toes, coming through tabletop or straight back to your downward dog. And then again, we're going to step the first side that went back forward. So I'm going to bring my right foot forward. Coming into a lunge position. Again, switching sides, lizard on the other side. Walking that foot out to the edge of the mat, maybe placing it on an angle, making sure the knee is comfortable. You can drop the back knee or keep it lifted. You can come onto the elbows. Anything that's comfortable. You might need blocks here, that's fine. Keeping that foot, that bent leg, foot grounded. Make sure the knee feels comfortable. Really deep hip stretch here. Take another breath or two. Good, nice and slowly begin to transition back. Walk your foot back to the center, frame the foot, tuck your back toes under, and step forward, meeting in forward bend. We're gonna roll it up nice and slow, all the way up. Shrug your shoulders to open your chest. Back to your mountain pose. Starting here, we're gonna reach back, inhale, lift. Deep breath in, exhale, swan dive, forward fold. Inhale halfway, flat back. And exhale, fold again. This time we're gonna step both legs back. So coming into a plank position, and then send your hips up and back for downward dog. And we're gonna do another hip opener here, pigeon pose. So we're gonna take one leg into the sky if that's comfortable for you. So three-legged dog, perhaps, keep the shoulders even. Bend that top leg, knee behind, or heel toward glute. Keep the tailbone tucked here. Try not to dump into your back, but tuck your tailbone, engage your core. So then we're gonna slowly breathe in as we bring the nose and knee together and hover here. We're gonna pull that bent leg up between our hands, foot goes to the side. Back leg goes straight behind you. Don't sickle your ankle here either, so keep the toes nice and even. You could use blocks here. You can use something under that hip, front hip if you need support. Come on to fingertips. We're gonna open our chest here. If this hurts your knee, don't do it. Deep breath in. And as you exhale, we're gonna slowly make our way down. You can stay here. We come to forearms, stack fists, rest on the forehead, or all the way down. Whatever feels good for you. We wanna make sure our hips are equal to the floor so we're not twerking. We're equidistant. And we're breathing. Now, if this hurts your knee, you're gonna take figure four on the back instead. So you're gonna come to your back, cross the ankle, reach through the hole, connect behind the thigh. Same stretch in a different plane. That won't bother your knee if you have any knee issues. So from the pigeon, if you're in the pigeon with me, no matter where you are, if you're in figure four or in the pigeon, you're gonna take some deep breaths. Nice to visualize the breath surrounding your hip. And visualize the exhale releasing tension, any stagnant energy you might be holding. So deep breaths. Soft shoulders, soft face, soft jaw. You might open the mouth wide. And relax. Nice and slow, you're gonna walk your hands back as you come up. We're gonna come on to fingertips here, frame the knee, draw your shoulders back, looking up to the sky. Take a deep breath in here. Great, tuck your back toes under now and lift the knee. And then stay looking up and take another deep breath here. Feel that hip flexor stretch. Over back, extended leg. Good, release. Hands plant. We're gonna slowly come to downward dog. Pedal your feet. Good, and then if you want, you could take an optional flow here. This is a bonus flow if you want one, or you can skip it. We'll meet in downward dog, and we'll switch sides. So you're gonna take the other leg into the air. I'm on my left side now. Shoulders are even. Bending the knee, heel to glute, tuck the tailbone. Keep the breath nice and deep. Inhale as you bring the nose and knee together, hover here. And then slowly pull the leg between the hands, foot to the side. Back leg straight, top of the foot down. Inhale, open the chest. So we're coming out of fingertips first, taking advantage of the position of our lungs here. Deep breath. Beautiful. Exhale, slowly make your way into pigeon or figure four on this side, wherever you want to be. Wherever you are, soften your shoulders and your brow, maybe open the jaw, relax. Couple more breaths on this side. Again, you're welcome to use support under this hip if you need it. Beautiful. Well, nice and slowly walk your hands back. Frame the knee. We're going to, again, come onto fingertips here or blocks. Draw the shoulder blades back. Deep breath. So now we'll tuck those back toes under, lift the knee, and another deep breath here. Plant your hands. Slowly unwind to downward dog. Pedal your feet. Let's walk ourselves up to standing forward bend. So take your time as you transition to the front of the mat. Hold here and maybe see if the legs are a little more open. Let's slowly roll it up. Paddling to the top of your mat. Shrug your shoulders, open your chest. Excellent. I'm going to come to the center of my mat now. I'm going to move my blanket aside. Coming to the center of the mat, we're going to do a little balance pose. So let's try a little challenge today. We're going to try the dancer. I love this pose because it really opens the shoulder and gives the quad a nice stretch. And it works on balance, so it does a lot. It's nice. So I'm going to turn to the side a little so you can see, hopefully. And with all balance, you want to fix your gaze, keep the breath moving. And I'm going to turn this arm out to the side, so my thumb is pointing behind me, cupping my hand. I'm shifting my weight to the opposite leg. And then I'm micro bending my knee joint, so it's not locked. I'm gonna fix my gaze on a spot on my couch. And then I'm gonna swing the back foot, the right foot into the right hand. Same foot, same hand. And then if you can reach the foot, you could always use a strap or a towel here if you can't. You can always stand near the wall. The opposite arm is going to stretch up by my ear, keep my shoulder grounded and soft, extend my fingers. Breathe in here, deep breath. And then as I exhale, I'm going to kick into my hand that's holding the instep of my foot and hinge over my leg. So I'm reaching away from the midline with both arms. And I'm breathing. So I'm really getting the stretch in the shoulder from kicking my foot into the hand, which is also stretching my quadricep muscle in the leg. And I'm getting some balance practice in as well. So nice deep breaths. And if you fall out, no big deal, just try again. Great, let's slowly make our way out. Releasing and shake it out. Well done. We're going to come to the other side. So again, thumb turns back, cup my hand, shift my weight to the opposite leg, fixing my gaze now on a cat roll. And then as I'm ready, I'm going to swing the foot into the hand. Notice I'm holding the instep, not the outside of my foot. That's why we place our hand that direction. Opposite arm will stretch up for a counterbalance. Take a deep breath here. And exhale, kick into the hand and hinge forward. Reach away from the midline, your fulcrum. Connect to your breath. Maybe one more breath. Beautiful. Slowly lower down and release. Shake it out. Nice work. Good. So let's come to the center of the mat here, standing nice and tall. Shrug your shoulders, open your chest, and then tag a little weight into the arms. Feet are hip width apart. Deep breath in, and I'm just going to bow, drop my chin to my chest. Release the neck a little bit. Good, and then inhale, bring the ear to the shoulder on one side. Exhale, chin to chest. Inhale, ear to the other side. Good, exhale, chin to chest. Let's do that one more time. Ear to shoulder, opening up. Exhale down. Inhale, second side. And release. Good, we'll take the head upright. Shrug your shoulders one more time, open the chest. Good, and then we're going to come down to the mat. So let's take our feet wide. We might come into a squat here. So if you need a little help in your squat, you could use a block. We could roll up a blanket, make a cushion for your heels. You could sit on a block, elevated, or on whatever height works for you. Reaching the arms out, I'm going to try to keep my torso tall, soften the shoulders. Bend at the knees, let the knees track over the heels and slowly lower down. And then I'm going to bring my hands to my heart. I'm going to move this, I don't need it. I'm going to come to the floor. Elbows come inside of the thighs, thumbs to sternum. I'm squeezing my legs in and pushing my elbows out at the same time. That should help find more length through your spine. Crown of the head tall, look down. Chin slightly tucked. If this is comfortable, you can always skip this. Take another deep breath in and out. One more breath. Great, releasing your hands, lower yourself to the floor. Coming to a seat. You might need your blanket handy. You can always use that to sit up on. Good, we're going to stretch our legs out in front of us and bend both legs to one side. And then from there, you're going to cross the top leg over the bottom, and you're going to try to ground this top foot so it's flat. So your blanket might come in handy for a little lift. You're going to pull the knee into your chest to lift up nice and tall. And then you're going to take the same arm as the top leg behind your back at the sacrum. Draw the shoulder blade open, the front shoulder back and open. Opposite arm is we're going to inhale and reach it up to the sky. Deep breath in. As you exhale, you're either going to wrap the arm around the leg, hug and twist, or you're going to drop the elbow outside of the knee and twist. You're going to look back. You're going to keep your hips grounded. And if you're super tight, speaking to the guys out there, you might take this bottom leg straight. If you're finding that you can't have your hips on the ground with the leg tucked in. So make whatever adjustments you need. We're going to breathe into the belly here. Nice and deep. So my sacrum and hips are grounded and stable. I'm not twerking them. And that's the lower back where your hips connect. We want to make sure that stays stable. Deep breath in and out of the nose. So So good for our internal organs and digestion. Great. Slowly release from your twist, unwind, and walk your hands to the other side. Give yourself a little gentle counter stretch. We'll come back to center, stretching the legs out again. Shake them out. And bend the legs to the other side. Crossing. This foot stays nice and grounded. Extending that bottom leg if you need to. Let's draw in and up a little bit first, taking that top arm behind the back. Open the shoulder back. We're going to inhale the other arm up. Deep breath in and exhale as you find the arm position that works for you on this side, keeping those hips stable. Twisting from the navel, from the navel up. Looking over that back shoulder. Deep belly breaths in your twist. Take one more breath. Beautiful. Slowly unwind yourself. Give yourself a little counter stretch. Good. Coming back to center. I'm going to take my blanket to the side. I'm going to come to the long edge of my mat. And let's do one more hamstring stretch. Really, we haven't stretched those a whole lot today. So I'm gonna sit up on my blanket. You could do that. You could also use a strap if you want. I'm gonna sit up nice and tall. So if it's difficult to sit up tall, use a prop so you can find that nice long spine. I'm gonna kind of start with the feet in a neutral position. So maybe flex the feet and point the feet. Flex and point a couple times, stretching the calf and the shin. And then find a neutral position. Lift up and out of your hips. Inhale as you sweep the arms up, deep breath in. And as you exhale, I want you to think of lifting up out of your hips and keeping the spine long, hinging at the hip rather than rounding through the spine. Reach, reach, reach. Keep reaching until you feel like you can't go anymore, and then just let the hands rest anywhere they land. So we still have a nice tall spine, shoulders are open. Doesn't matter if we reach our feet or not. So relax your head and neck. And then imagine breathing from your tailbone to the crown of your head. So creating that, again, nice line of energy. Breathe in, grow tall, open the shoulders. Exhale, just soften and relax. So we're just trying to move the pose with the breath. Take another breath in. Grow tall, exhale, soften. And then if you want more stretch for the legs or the hamstrings, you might draw the toes toward the face. Extending through the heels, pull the toes back. If that feels good for you. Breathe in, exhale, soften. So with each breath, feeling yourself able to relax a little deeper into the pose. Let's take one more breath like that. And then you might bow your forehead towards your knees. That's going to change this into the back a bit more. Keep relaxing. If there's any pain whatsoever, don't do it. One more breath. Nice and slow, you're going to walk your hands back as you come up back to your seat. Lift up tall. Take your hands behind your back now. You can have your fingers pointing towards your hips or away. Whatever feels better. We're going to bend our knees to place our feet on the floor hip width apart. Take a breath in. Exhale, press into the hands and the feet as you lift your hips for reverse tabletop. Slowly lower down. Stretch your legs out. I'm going to take my blanket away. And I'm going to lower all the way to the back. So you can come down however you like. I like to give myself a little challenge, hands on my thighs, heels glue to the floor and roll out to activate my core a little bit. Making your way to the floor. When you get there, just take a nice, just flop yourself on the floor. Take a deep breath in. You might sigh it out through the mouth and make a little noise. Just letting go of any tension in the body. Allowing the earth to take anything you don't need. Good, and we're just going to slowly draw the knees into the chest. Squeeze the knees in, just gently rock side to side. And then reach down for the feet if you can, or the ankles or the thighs, whatever is comfortable. We're going to take a little happy baby here to neutralize our back. So flexing the feet toward the ceiling. Notice my knees are very wide apart and deeply bent. So I'm creating lots of right angles with my legs. And I'm pulling my shoulders down, my tailbone is down. And then you might find a little resistance by pulling the feet up at the same time that you're pulling down. You might find a little movement if that feels good. Making sure the head and shoulders are relaxed the whole time. Deep breath in and out. And very slowly release the legs, lower them to the floor. And then just check in with your back. So if you have any tension in the back, that's an issue for you. You might keep your feet on the floor and your knees bent. Your feet would be about a mat width apart and your knees come toward the midline. You could use your blanket to make a roll under your knees if you want. Or you can stretch your legs all the way out. We're going to let the feet flop out to the sides. If your legs are stretched out, just let go of the muscles. And then wherever you are, you're going to bring your palms to face the ceiling. And then just tuck your shoulder blade down and behind you a little bit, moving the shoulders away from the ears and opening the chest. Maybe rock your head side to side. Make sure your neck is neutral. You can always place a prop under your head if you need one. Let the eyes gently close, lips part slightly, so the jaw is soft. Returning to your breath as it moves in and out of the nose. Nice and easily. We're not forcing anything, just letting it be. Relax your entire body completely. You might scan the body, starting from the feet and the toes. Moving up the legs into the torso and the hips. Scanning the torso, the low back, mid back, upper back, abdomen and chest. Just looking for any areas where you might be holding tension. Just see if you can let it go with each out breath. Just keep letting go. Scanning through the palms, arms, and shoulders. Your neck and your throat. All the muscles in the head and the face. Nice and relaxed. Just keep letting go with each out breath if you find any tension anywhere in the body or the mind. Just keep letting go. Keep breathing. Keep relaxing. Relax. 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 Very gently, just wiggle the fingers and the toes. And if you can stay in this final resting position longer, please do. Maybe rock your head a little side to side. And as you feel ready, you'll slowly make your way to the right side of your body into a fetal posture. Just take a moment here to notice any changes in body and mind. You might recall if you set an intention or a dedication for your practice. And when you're ready, you're going to use your left hand to push yourself back up to a comfortable seat. Take your time as you come up. We'll meet in easy pose using your prop if you need. Let's inhale as we sweep the arms up together, gather some energy, deep breath in. Feel your hands at the top and bring them to your heart. And bow to yourself for coming out to practice today. We'll bow to each other. Namaste.